So, first of all, for those who read the title and are wondering, who is Jim Foat? And I respect that not many people know about this unlikely cult hero. He's a guy who can't be explained in words. He was absolutely goated, yet extremely bad at the same time. In simpler words, he was a guy who had the hair of Ego from Guardians of the Galaxy and Lachlan Minchin's glasses. Those were his main achievements. His other achievements were playing for Gloucestershire between 1972 and 1979. He played 129 domestic ODI matches, made 1,352 runs, and had a best score of 73 not out. His total batting average was 15. Yes, 15. Talking about his bowling, it was as existent as the Night Watchman cricket channel in the past 2 weeks. Yes, he never bowled. At this point, you might be scratching your heads that why did this guy play for 8 seasons without scoring runs, without taking wickets? And trust me, things are about to get weirder. Having an average of 15 at the end of his career, he still managed to improve. In the last 2 seasons that he played, he actually averaged 30 and contributed to the team score. And if you're feeling sympathetic for him that these stats define the era and that was the bowlers era and batters couldn't do much and just stayed on the crease, his teammates included legends like Zaheer Abbas and domestic cricket legends like Mike Proctor. And despite playing with these legends, he was the cult figure of that time. He had a fan club. People like Sachin Tendulkar have fan clubs, not people like Jim Foat who can't score runs or take wickets. And that fan club was not a normal one. He literally had a cellular metabolism named after him. A market town in Gloucestershire once saw Foat for England painted on its shed. That was the craze of the guy who didn't contribute anything to the team. At this point, I think I have had enough watch time to finally address the elephant in the room. Why did people love Jim Foat? But before that, we need to decode the Ravindra Jadeja case. I'll bring this to the middle point once I describe something about Ravindra Jadeja. Let's see at his T20I stats. He has played 58 matches, scored 326 runs, with an average of 21, which has certainly improved, and a highest score of 45. Now, I personally see a striking resemblance between Ravindra Jadeja these days and Jim Foat at that time. Now, Ravindra Jadeja is an amazing test cricketer and an ODI cricketer. I'm not going to touch those aspects. Let's just talk about T20I cricket. He started off with an average of 18, which was fairly good. But then there was a long decline. His average for the next 8 years didn't go above 10. In 2016, he played 17 matches and scored 19 runs with an average of 6. But then the spark ignited in 2019. He averaged 23. And in the past year, he actually averaged 39. Do you guys see what I'm going for? Both started off with a very slow start with a bat and ended up improving. Now let's bring it to the middle point. Both were amazing fielders. Such amazing fielders that they played for years just for their fielding. And one of the greatest analysts out there, personally one of my favorites, Jared Kimber, once mentioned, in a squad of 16 in T20Is, you can have a good fielder who is maybe not the best in the rest two aspects of the game. I mean, I'm not saying that Jadeja is straight up the Jim Ford of this era. I mean, he occasionally bashes minnows for fun. But you can create a comparison out of this. Till 2018, Jadeja was worth -4 runs every T20I inning. And Ishant Sharma had a higher T20I batting ranking than him. He has certainly improved, but in the words of the GOAT Sanjay Manjrekar, he's still a player of bits and pieces. But he's still the best fielder around the globe. And that cemented his spot in the team for about 10 years. Now I'd say he's better than Foat in all aspects of the game. But now that the game has evolved, you need to do something in every aspect of the game to be a part of the squad. To conclude, I'd say Jadeja is a more gritty and a more modernized version of Jim Fort. And that's how I decode the Ravindra Jadeja case.
शनिवार रविवार सारे यार मेरे साथ, मैंने 11वीं में नाप दिया पूरा गाजीबाद। शनिवार रविवार सारे यार मेरे साथ, मैंने 11वीं में नाप दिया।